chased checkered flags through dust, rocks, mud, and worse. We've crowned champions, racked up wins in places where tires go to die. And we're still just getting started. From hammering at hammers to Baja bangers. If it's brutal, beautiful, or just plain ridiculous, we're there. So whether you're bombing through the desert or just dodging potholes in rush hour, tread victoriously with Maxxis tires, built for whatever you're chasing.
You all right?
All right, we'll get a real quick audio check over here, make sure that that is working. I don't know how to operate. That's brightness. It sounds kind of choppy over here. I don't know.
You do have the stream up twice. That might be.
All right, we are up, so let me get this other one closed. Oh, I can't use this mouse on this computer. I am working without Caleb tonight, so we're giving it our best shot. Thank you guys for tuning in for another WERock Wednesday presented by LaserNut. I want to thank Maxxis Tires, LaserNut, Behemoth Drivetrain, Drive Shaft Specialist of San Antonio, Spider Tracks, Carnage Welders, Crown Automotive, Axle Helmets, Tire Right, Metal Cloak Suspension, Brannick Motorsports, and Raceline Wheels for their support of the 2025 WERock. So Caleb is online. He is saying the same issue that we had earlier with the audio. So I'm assuming that it's we can't, or it's really choppy. All right, so my audio is coming. So we have the tech department online with us right now. No, I'm not sure what he said the same issue we had earlier.
Looks like it's probably spiking that worse to do that.
I can't hear it on the Yeah, like all
If I go to iPhone microphone real quick.
the output on the right side is
Do you have any audio from that? I'm not sure that I was hearing anything.
Meepo's showing that it's picking up sound from the cameras, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's accomplishing anything.
Can you, so even if you unplugged the microphones, it didn't do anything?
We can try just go iPhone mic.
Can you, yeah, try an iPhone mic or try the camera?
is the output unmuted now on in the audio stuff.
No, but I mean, we can see
What
if.
happens when we don't have our tech department here running things?
Well, I've got it set.
We went through I had a Caleb. We went through a very rigorous 30-minute training session with Caleb.
So it's just on raw iPhone speaker right now. That's the only thing that's picking up sound.
Okay, well, it sounds terrible, but let's see if I can operate that. Yeah. All right, we'll see what that sounds like.
Yeah, so apparently it doesn't sound
Alright, we'll see what that sounds like.
feedback.
All right, I'll let Caleb check that. I'm going to turn the audio off without the microphone, but thanks for hanging in there. Again, Caleb is out. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in for another technically advanced WERock Wednesday. So coming up, just a little over a week away, April 26th and 27th at Three Peaks Recreation Area in Cedar City, Utah. Round 2 of the Western Series is going to take place up there. We've got spectator tickets available online. You can get camping tickets online. Make sure you guys are using that WERock 25 W2 discount code. Save you 20% off online ticket sales there. Friday night, make sure you guys join us. We will have our first Brannick Hot Dog Friday of the season, 4 to 7 during tech and registration. Feel free to come out, hang out with all of the drivers and the teams, and check out all the rigs, talk to them about anything, maybe their plans for the weekend. So we've got Gold Mine Food Trailer, Tom's Smoke and Grill, and the Dole Whip Ice Cream will be back, so we're excited for that. Let's see. Can't think of anything else that I don't have it on my list anyways. So for Cedar City, get your tickets now. Please like and share the event tab. If you guys would do that for us, that would be amazing. If you would like to volunteer to be a judge, do so. Send me a message and we will get you signed up. Get you the volunteer link, entered to win a set of those Raceline wheels, as well as the judge's tip jar and whatever other swag we can come up with between now and then. If you guys have something you want to donate to that, let us know as well. So, but want to thank Cedar City, Iron County, and the Bryan Heads Chamber of Commerce for having us out there. It is going to be a great event. We're going to be up the hill just a little bit from last year, in kind of the original comp area there, towards the top of the hill. So make sure you guys join us. If you got any questions, hit us up on any social media, Facebook, YouTube, email, whatever works. So cannot wait. It is going to be a great time. So with that, I have got to figure out how to operate the rest of this. Let's turn this over to tech department number 2.
Go here and then.
All right. So tonight's guest is Crazy K's, Katelynn and Kevin Boren, the Pro Modified winners from the East versus West versus Texas. And congratulations, you guys, and welcome to a very technologically deficient WERock Wednesday. So thanks for jumping on, guys.
Yes, thank you so much. We're happy to be here. You're doing a great job.
Oh, yeah, no, I do very little of that, so see if I can get that adjusted. Congratulations on a huge win in Texas, picking up both those East points and Western Series points. So congratulations on that.
Yes, thank you so much. It was funny. I was talking to my dad after the event, or maybe it was during the event. He was like, yeah, by the way, this counts for 2.
After the event.
After the event.
I'm like, do you realize how important this is?
No idea. I was just showing up. I was wheeling. I was having fun. And so I didn't realize like how big of a deal Texas was to win, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. You guys have definitely put the pressure on Braxton at this point. So congratulations on that. That is no easy feat, and well deserved. You guys have worked incredibly hard to get to that point. So congratulations on that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
And George also, I mean, that was his first win over Braxton.
Yeah. So it was a crazy weekend in Pro Mod. I didn't even know that you had rolled over. You made the highlight reel, so I've seen it quite a bit. Tell me a little bit about how things started off for you guys on Saturday.
So, first off, we were able to get to the event about a day early, which meant that we got to go wheeling all day Friday. And I am a firm believer that is such a big part of the reason on why we did so well. Because all day Friday, I was able to, first of all, get familiar with the buggy, see how it reacted to that Texas granite, and just make sure everything was set up correctly. And so that was, I think, huge to be able to do Friday.
Yeah, and we went out with Maverick and
the Brassininis and the Dickies.
Yeah. And then who's the owners of the park or the leases of the park?
Randy. Yep.
Yeah.
So you got some great insider knowledge in addition to some seat time there before the event too. So that's
they took us on stuff that we would have never found by ourselves. Like,
and it's big stuff too. It's always hard trying to keep up with those rear steer guys. We try, but I think that definitely got us prepared for the weekend. And so by the time we went into Saturday, like, we were just on our A game. Like, the buggy was performing beautifully. There was a lot of like drops that we were able to do pretty good. The climbs weren't too difficult day one. Day two was a different story, but we were able to get through them. Our time management was incredible. Like,
yeah, we did pretty good on our
we
time.
did really good with that. And it was helpful being able to watch some of the pro trail, just kind of get an idea of what the courses looked like. But
it's funny, we walked courses Friday night, and we honestly didn't look at any of the bonus
not a
lines.
single one.
We're like, all right, we'll just do all the regular lines. And then we're like, oh, we could probably climb that.
Or like,
and
we
we
didn't
could
even,
drop that.
we didn't even
and
see the bonuses. We're just like,
So-
we don't know if we can even get to the regular gates. Like, we're not even going to think about bonuses. Like, that would just stress us out. But I think we did a bonus on every course day one.
Did we?
I think we did.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, I know I saw you right off the bat on A4 and you did the bonus. It wasn't crazy. It was like a 6-foot vertical, wall. So it wasn't anything too crazy, but it was amazing. You guys had a great line and you pulled up on it perfect. And like, you didn't slip a tire or anything. You just crawled right up over the top. And that was the first time that was your first course. And I just had a feeling. I saw that and I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys are on fire this weekend. That car is working great. And I just had a feeling.
Man, I should have talked to you earlier in the weekend then.
No, we had a great Saturday. Like, big enough that we could DNF 2 courses on Sunday and still
Come out.
be in the lead by that much.
Right.
But
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah,
So did that change your game plan a little bit for Sunday to kind of go conservative?
I don't think so. The courses were what they were, and some of those regular lines were just extremely difficult on Sunday. I think George was the only one to finish all the courses on Sunday. I think he has that skinny little belly of his. Was able to sneak him through.
Yeah, was he the only one that made the on A3 over by the tree there? Was he the only one that finished that course in Pro Mod?
That big cliff up and then the bonus down?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the only pro mod to finish that course.
So, yeah, that was awesome. And then you guys ended up upside down on A1 over there. So,
Yes.
let's see, you guys started on 4 and then went to 1. So that was your second course?
That was our second course,
That's right, yeah.
So definitely not...
frustrating because we didn't even make it through the gate. Like, there was just that V-notch and we could not figure out how to get through it. And so we ended up not getting any points on that course.
Yeah, and you were...
frustrating, but...
Yeah, you were a little hung up on the front diff, it looked like from the video that I saw. And then it finally let loose.
I was hung up on everything.
It was the belly. There was a big rock that was catching the belly. And we tried driving it sideways and the car just kept walking over when it would hit the wall. We really needed to get back in that position and then back up and then bump it from there and see if we can push the belly over. But, that's what... And the car was like trying to find traction. And so if Katelynn went hard passenger, it would start to go. And then I told her, I'm like, when you feel that, then get on it and go back driver.
I got on it.
And when she got on it, it pushed us more passenger. And that's when we were trying to back off of that line, but it went over so fast. Like, I don't know that there was anything.
It was probably the softest rollover I've ever experienced, though.
Well,
like, it just so gracefully laid me on my roof.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. We definitely don't like to see the rollovers and cars get tore up or anything like
Yeah.
that. But it is part of the game, unfortunately. And did that kind of take you a little bit out of your mental pocket that you were in? Did you feel a little stressed because of that?
I did. I'm the competitive one in our team.
I was gonna say, people don't realize I'm not a very competitive person, like at all. And so I'm there to have fun. I was super grateful that the buggy wasn't damaged at all, and that we were able to still continue the weekend, because that's what I love. I love just being able to be there, competing, hanging out with our friends. But yeah, he was definitely a little stressed after that one.
Yeah, but then we went right across from it, and did really well and finished. We may have had the best score on that course. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so.
And so that gave us a little bit of steam back in our motor, so to say.
Yeah,
And then after that, we just had that last hard course left.
Yep. So, well, very cool. And then you made it into the shootout, which was absolutely insane. That break over rock at the top. Tyler Harper ended up on two wheels and settled it down. George, in typical George fashion, was like things going everywhere, and then he ended up out of there somehow. So, but you guys, it was pretty sketchy making that crested over the top. Taking the cone like you did was a great idea, but right out of the start gate, you guys made it through gate number 1 super easy. Again, the Trepadors just hooked up down there for you guys,
really
and
did.
Things got a little western on gate 3, super sideways all the way up on top. What does that feel like when you're so high up, like you look around and you are the tallest thing around there?
It was a little bit weird, just especially, I don't know, in Sand Hollow you get put on some pretty high stuff, but everything else is also kind of with you. But in Texas, you're up top, and like there's only down to go. Like it really was the highest point. I think I'm probably more comfortable and stuff like that than I should be, but it still was a little bit sketchy, not knowing if like my rear was gonna climb, and if when it climbed it was gonna push me over, like what my front was gonna do, how that was gonna look. But
that was kind of the plan, though, to eat that cone and then just get really close to that rock, because everybody that was trying to avoid the rock was leaning super hard, and so I just wanted to put the car into the rock, and then we did, I think, a rear only, and it climbed up and over, and then pointed us downhill. Unfortunately, we ended up hitting one of those 4-gate cones. I can't remember.
I think,
the car just like slipped.
I think because of the line we took, we did hit that 4-gate cone, which most people didn't. But we had cleared the first gate, which most people didn't. That gave us that extra.
It gave us that buffer. To clear that first gate, I was like, oh man, we have a breathing room.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we had that breathing room, because then we ended up hitting that 4-gate cone. So
yeah. Well, it was still awesome, and I'm super excited. For you guys to get another win in your pocket there in Pro Modified, and basically 2 wins at the same time. So congratulations on that.
That was a big deal. That felt really good. And we almost didn't make it. I prep in the car. I'm prepping our truck. Our truck's been giving us a few issues, and I try and fix it, and it got worse. And I'm like, we're not going to Texas. Like, this was the day we're supposed to leave. Yeah. And I made a couple of phone calls. Unfortunately, Matt gave us his personal truck and said, take it and go. And I was so worried about our truck that I borrowed Mad Cow John's little single axle trailer to make the towing burden easier on our truck. So we're in a borrowed truck and a borrowed trailer.
Went all the way to Texas.
Yep. And then you had somebody also help you for the weekend to get down there and back. I don't know if that's public knowledge, or if you even wanted it to be public knowledge.
I think it's okay. Yeah, Bridesmaid Racing Maverick last year actually invited us out, like on his own. We didn't approach him or anything. He's like, hey, I'll sponsor you guys out here. and we broke the transmission in Baghdad, and we just couldn't get it back together in time. And then my gallbladder decided it didn't want to be in me anymore. So I had gallbladder surgery the week before. So it was like a lot of universe signs saying you're not going to Texas.
Right.
And so this year I was like, hey, Maverick, is that offer still stand? And he's like, yeah. And
Which, yeah, I'm so grateful we were able to go out, because we'd been wanting to go back since we took the XJ out a few years ago, because it's such an incredible venue. Like, there's something about that Texas that's just, it's incredible out there.
Yeah, it not only the rocks, the people, the community, all of it is so much
beautiful.
fun.
That area, if I ever moved to Texas, that's where I would move.
Yeah, agreed. Close enough to the other cities, but not too close by any stretch.
Yeah.
So that is awesome, and it definitely was worth all the headache and all the hoops that you guys had to go through to make it out there. So that's awesome. Cody is asking if you're still getting straight A's in school.
I am.
Okay.
I'm actually. I don't know how I have straight A's. I only do my homework once every 2 weeks. But I have finals next week, and so I'll be graduating with my associates and high school. So super excited for that.
That is amazing. So congratulations on that.
I thought that was just a condition while he sponsored us, though.
Yeah. So I'm going to jump ahead. Cedar City. You guys picked up your first win there last year in Pro Mod. So I don't want to jinx anything, but coming off a big win, that's got to have Braxton being nervous in the national points, I would think.
Yeah, I don't know how Braxton feels, but it makes me nervous. Like, that's pressure. Like, there's a lot of pressure from a lot of people, and I think it always feels good to win, but that pressure stresses me out. And so hopefully, I don't know, Cedar always treats us well. That's something about that rock. Maybe it's similar to Texas, but the buggy seems to really like it. The Maxxis traps work beautifully out there. So.
Well, and that was your first event, you guys, that you switched to the 42-inch trips for Cedar last year. Is that correct?
Yeah, we shortened our car and switched to the 42s. This year, the 42s are broken in.
Yeah.
I have a brand new set of 42s sitting in the garage that just showed up today, but I don't think they're going to go on until after Cedar.
So we have time to break them in.
Yeah, get them seasoned a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have them seasoned for Reno.
Yep. So you guys decided to not go to Baghdad. I know that's typically a pretty brutal event for you guys. What was it just a strategy to save the car for the rest of the season?
So coming into the season, I did not want to be competitive. I just wanted to be able to go, have fun, do the events I wanted to do. And we've been to Baghdad 2 years in a row. 1 year I was driving, 1 year Dad was driving. And both years the car rolled twice during the weekend. And both years the car came back very broken. And so that, Baghdad is such a cool venue, but it's just so brutal. It got to the point where it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
And so we just made that decision to save ourselves and the car and try to keep the memories good.
And who knows, with a shorter car and on the 42s, it probably would have done better, but there's just, it puts a bad taste in your mouth, and when you come back and you're having to spend a lot of money and a lot of time to fix the car, it's just wasn't fun.
The consequences outweighed the rewards.
And I had a friend that was celebrating his 50th birthday that weekend, and it was a wheeling trip, and so it actually worked out really well to not go to Arizona, because I got a wheel with all my friends. And
yeah. Well, I think it worked out great, and I think you probably hit on it exactly. When you're having fun and enjoying the events, things go so much better. It's the weirdest motorsport I've ever been a part of. The person that has the most testosterone and, is the person that struggles and the person that's out just having fun and they're like, yeah, man, like we're going to do this and do that. Like it just works. I don't know how, but it's absolutely amazing. And honestly, I think that sounds like the best strategy is to pick the events that you think you'll have the most fun at. And it seems like it's working so far. So hopefully you can continue that fun.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's that pressure of winning last year, but again, like we're just gonna go and do the courses and just do our game, like, and that's really what it's been about. That's what Texas was about. You know, you learn a little bit from watching others, obviously, but sometimes you learn what not. I mean, you learn what not to do, and we were able to drive lines on Saturday that no one else was, or able to finish courses that no one else was, and
It's because you're just doing our
it's just doing our thing, yeah.
yep.
And it's like, oh, we could do that bonus. We'll hit the cone, but the regular line is gonna suck, and so let's shoot the car up this bonus. And when we did it, it worked.
We got nothing to lose. You do a fun line.
Yeah,
Right.
and if it, you know, if you can't get up it, you're out a couple reverses, and then you go drive the regular line and stuff. So I mean, but yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm sure we'll probably do the same thing at Cedar, walk the courses and be like, oh no, we can't do that line, and then oh, actually our car will do that and do it. So I mean,
Awesome. Well, let me jump back just a little bit because this is your first time on WERock Wednesday. So tell me a little bit about how you guys got into competitive rock crawling from recreational.
So we've been doing recreational my entire life. Since I was 6 months old, I've been in a Jeep or something going off-roading. I learned how to drive when I was 11, and that was about the time that Dad started competing. Nate and Ryan, they just talked it up and said, hey, like, you have to come do this.
First started competing at Delta, and then my first full WERock year was 2019, the last year we were at Donner. And I had picked up a spotter, Jason, and he lived in Salt Lake, and so he hopped a ride in with Ryan and Nate and just followed them everywhere. And it was a lot of fun. And then in 2020, I went to Arizona, Baghdad, in the XJ, and Mike Alamazon or something spotted for me, and I was grateful that he came and spotted, but it just, the car, the Cherokee had a new Atlas in it, and it just wasn't working, and it's hard to find a spotter that you rely upon, and so I went to Katelynn, and I'm like, Katelynn, why don't you drive, and I'll always have a driver, and you'll always have a spotter. And so the rest of that year is when we was that the year we did East and West, or did we do East and West the next year?
It was the next year. I only did, I think, 2 events that year.
Okay.
And it was Golden Dell. It was my first WERock event was Golden Dell. Of all the places, why did we go all the way out there? And then that was the year Nationals was in Cedar City.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So, and we podiumed both of those, and so that was a good start to my WERock career.
Right.
Yeah, we lost. I remember we lost our rear locker, and that cost us a national title. We still don't have a national title to this day.
Well, no pressure, but you guys have a great head start on one for this season. So, so just keep having fun and don't worry about that.
Yes, but after the first season, that's what the year we decided to do both East and West. So we ended up doing all of the West Coast, and then we went to Texas and Oklahoma, which was so fun. And then that was also the year that the XJ rolled off the cliff. And so
we could have grabbed a national first course, first day.
Yeah.
But we also took the XJ out wheeling, didn't we? Or did we just go for? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Can't remember.
Yeah, the roll is the only real prominent memory in that weekend.
Yes, that for sure is ingrained in my memory as well when I really got to know you guys so much better, mainly because your mom was about to have a heart attack. And so I grabbed her, let her know that you were okay. And then you climbed out and said, I sure hope someone got that on video, I believe is what
I
you
did.
said.
Oh man.
And so,
Yeah. I don't know what was going through my head that was the first thing I said, but it's done me good in my life so far. So
awesome. It was, again, very crazy time, very intense. I'm glad, once again, the Cherokee did its job. And even though it didn't really survive, you came out unharmed, and that's really all that matters. So,
yeah, and I think it's funny. People talk to me all the time, like how do you do this? How are you not afraid of doing this? And I'm like, well, I've kind of done the worst that I could do, and I'm still fine. So I don't really have much left to be afraid of.
yeah. So, how old were you when you got to go out and start riding along trail wheeling?
So I was 6 months old when like my first real trail in the Jeep. It was probably on the Maze or
No, it was in Moab.
I was
think.
in Moab.
Moab, yeah.
Moab. So I was just little.
Yep. Yeah, both the
So
boys were 4 months when they started. Granted, we weren't doing anything crazy ish. We did run Montrose. We ran a couple trails in Montrose. I remember with the kids in ratchet strapped into car seats in the back seat. So
that's awesome.
I remember a distinct story. I can't remember if it was you or if it was
One of the boys.
one of the boys, but I was driving Hell's Gate in our Cherokee, and someone's like, "There's a baby in there." My wife's like, "They're safer in there. They're in a 5-point harness."
yeah, for sure. So, well, that's awesome. Well, do you guys have any prep work that you've got to get done for Cedar?
I think I'm about done with it. I was going over the car. Our driver's side steering bolt keeps working its way loose, so I cut and re-welded and put a washer on there. And then Adam's drive shaft gave us shortened a drive line for us, so I put a new rear in just because. And then what else did I do today? Oh, in Texas, we lost in between day 1 and day 2, our Atlas support ring bolt broke off inside of it, and like we found a bolt. The Coleman crew had a bolt that fit in there, but it wouldn't go down all the way, so I had to like cut it short but I fixed that, and that's done today. So I think the car's pretty much set.
I was gonna say it's been performing beautifully. Like the way it's set up right now, it's a little bit shorter, the bigger tires. Like I'm really happy with how well it's doing right now, and so I'm excited to see how it does in Cedar.
Yeah, we just wheeled it 3 days over this last weekend too. So with some friends that came into town. So.
Do you notice any downsides to the car being shorter when you're out on the big, verticals out at Sand Hollow there?
No, the car's done everything I've asked it to do, except it didn't climb the tunnel when I was driving at Delta last year. That's the only thing it hasn't done again. And that may have been me driving it instead of Katelynn. I don't know. But
that's got
the only obstacle that
a transition you have to hit with it's such a narrow window of either too much speed or too little speed. It's got to be just in the right, because really the car doesn't seem to matter so much as it is just being in that window, whatever that is.
Yeah, I know I hit it probably like 6 or 7 times until I ran out of time, and it would not go up it.
Yeah, I know Ryan Maxfield was saying the same.
Like, other than that, all the obstacles we've done out here, the car has done as well or better. So, And we for this season, ORI sponsored us a Level It kit
Oh, okay.
for front and rear, and the car seems to like it. So
It felt really stable in Texas, and so it was
Awesome.
awesome.
Well, we'll have to catch up and talk about that towards the end of the season. See what how that's working for you guys. But that's an awesome piece of technology to have on board. So very cool.
yeah,
Yes, it's been great.
All right. Well, thank you guys for jumping on. I really appreciate your time. Sorry for me not knowing how to operate any of this stuff here, but
no, you're good.
Caleb got us a workaround. I don't think it sounds as good as normal, but hopefully it was good enough so people could check it out on Facebook and YouTube as well. We'll get that switched over to private because for some reason YouTube, as soon as the live ends, it goes to private and we have to switch it back to public. So,
Yeah.
but
Thank you so much, Jake. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, we want to be doing what we're doing without you and your family. So thanks for keeping it alive.
Yep. Well, you guys are the exact reason that we love doing this. The family aspect. It's such a great time to be able to spend with Colby and Caleb, and it puts us together in those environments. And sometimes it's a little bit higher pressure than maybe we would like, but it's still that's the best part is that we all get to do it as a family, and you guys are right there and make it all worthwhile. So thank you guys so much for coming on. Keep up with the schoolwork, and congratulations on that. That is absolutely outstanding. So,
Thank you.
all right.
Yeah. He's almost done.
Almost.
I know. And yeah, then what? You gonna are you
work?
gonna get into real life?
I guess.
Well, she'll graduate with her associates also. So she's in a program now that gets her high school and her associates.
Yeah, so I'll be done with school. That's what's next.
That's what.
No more school.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, congratulations on that. We will catch up with you guys at Cedar City on the 26th and 27th. Have a wonderful Easter. Kevin, enjoy work, and we will see you guys very soon.
Yeah, see you in Cedar.
All right. Take care.
Thanks.